Welcome back. You're still watching Nile Cruise, and in this edition and this segment, we'll be speaking about the model of American Congress named MAC as a student activity based in the Faculty of Economics and Political Science of Cairo University. The model's main goal is to serve the Egyptian students in terms of knowledge and skills, and its final output is to stimulate the U.S. Senate. The U.S. Senate in a 5-day conference. Internally, the work is carried inside the MAC institutionally with checks and balances a decentralization of power and coherent hierarchy that assures the smoothness of work. For this, we're joined with two of the members of the model of the American Congress, the MAC, within the Cairo University. We're joined with Shahenda and Ahmed. Mohamed, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Hello, Shahenda. Hello, Ahmed. Now, let's start by asking you how and why did you join this activity?
Okay, first of all, I'd like to do something extra beside my studies. I like to do something different, not just studying and go to the university and study. And I joined MAC specifically because I like the harmony between its members. I like how they are passionate, how they work efficiently, and they work very professionally in their work. So I like very much to join MAC.
What about you, Ahmed?
For me, there are many student activities at Cairo University, but MAC is different. The blue spirit of MAC is different. I think the blue color is catchy to me, their ideology, their vision, so I decided to join MAC.
So, is it about, the greatness of the system or the Congress, or is it about other aspects that you have learned, throughout this process?
Yeah, for sure, we have two tasks. And in our model, we have two tasks. First task, we are giving sessions about the American Congress, but we have a totally different task, which is we are working on the projects. We are working on charitable projects. We have a project called Azbit Khairallah, and we have another project called Alif Lam. We have different projects to work about.
Very good.
Okay. Ahmed, tell us more about these projects if you don't.
Okay, about MAC, first of all, at MAC, the MAC is distributed to two parts. The first part, which is the academic part, talking about the American policy, and the second part, which is the organizing committees, talking about the project as she said. Our first project was Azbit Khairallah. Azbit Khairallah is a region found in Cairo. It's a house for about 750,000 citizens, which is a great number. Despite this great number, they have a lack of water, lack of electricity, so they have many problems there. So MAC take the first step, trying to solve their problems. Yeah, we are also, they lack universities. They have just one university for this great number of students. So they lack universities, they lack schools. So MAC initiated an alternative school with a partnership with a local community organization. This school mainly, the people that are working in this school are volunteers. We're educating them, giving them soft skills, giving them the Egyptian curriculum, and it's an unpaid job. We take no money in our pocket, actually.
Yes.
We're trying to make Azbit Khairallah connected to the other world.
Okay.
Because they are separated.
So it is good that it's not only about, the simulation, it's about work in action. This is what you're saying.
Yeah, we should raise the feeling of, having a social and political responsibility to our country. And this enhancing that in the students and the members of our model.
Okay.
Every one of MAC, every member or secretariat or delegate at MAC believe in the vision of MAC, which is trying to make our country different and perfect.
Yes. And even despite the fact that it is not within the Egyptian system, it's a simulation of
for the American Congress.
Yeah, the U.S. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. We talk the American profile and trying to make in touch with the Egyptian policy.
Okay. Okay. Now I have a question for you. I mean, do you try to reach out for other students from other universities to join you in MAC? Yeah, we are locating at Ain Shams, but we are trying to broaden our scope to the private universities. We are trying to do this in the future, inshallah. Okay.
The structure of MAC is composed of about 400 or 500 students from different faculties. So MAC trying to reach all the faculties on all the universities in Egypt.
Okay.
Not just
what
Cairo
are the
University.
universities included?
Like Ain Shams and Cairo University, of course. Yeah. Also, we're trying to reach Helwan University.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of them are public universities.
Yes, I'm talking about public universities also in faraway areas, like for Upper Egypt, for example, because you guys told me that you are trying to help the less privileged communities here in Cairo. So I believe that if you also interact with
we hope to reach
students in other less privileged governorates or cities, that would be very happy.
It would be great. So, but we as in MAC, we are working under the effect of Faculty of Economics and Political Sciences. So we work just on Cairo University till now. Okay. But we hope to reach all the universities in Egypt, of course.
Okay.
Yes. I'd like to ask you about, the participation of, you mentioned that there is a lot of students that are happy to join MAC and support this initiative. How are they benefiting from this, participation?
They take, first of all, we are enhancing in them the presentation skills. Most of the students couldn't express their point of views, couldn't talk in front of many people, so we're enhancing this in them. Also, we are encouraging them to enter into debates, to discuss, to express their own point of view, whether it's political, social, economical, or whatever.
So you do it from your side, or is it there are trainers who support you?
All the trainers are just the students. Yeah. All of us are students. They are just having more experience than the others. For example, we have juniors program, which is a program for the high school students. We, as volunteers or members, going to those schools, trying to tell them more about the university, what the problems that they face in the university, how could they enhance their presentation skills, negotiation skills, how could they be good leaders for the future, how could be more effective in the world. That's it.
Yeah, and also we eliminate the gap between the university and the practical life. When I join the organizing committee, I get the experience, I get the soft skills. I know how to work in a team, how to cooperate, how to work in a division or a certain part, how to work in a certain committee that is specialized for a certain task. As I told you, I'm a public relations, so how to deal with other people, with other ambassadors, and so on.
And as Shahenda said, we have many committees like fundraising committee, public relations, PSR, many committees. So we are just like a company, but in Egypt.
Does anyone of the seniors assign the students to be in particular committee, or it is up to the student to join whatever he likes?
It's up to them.
We are just have an academic advisor at the Faculty of Economic and Political Science. But we choose. We choose our leaders, we choose our secretariats or our heads.
How often do the academic supervisor, guide you?
She be with us in our opening, grand opening, and our closing, and be in touch with our academic content. Also, she attend all of our events.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay. I want to know from you if you follow up the sessions of the American Congress. Do you follow the American policy step by step?
Yeah, for sure. We are discussing the latest political and economic news in America. For example, there was a problem in America that America releases the drugs at high prices. And citizens don't know why you're raising the price, why you're releasing the drugs in high prices. So we are discussing this problem. Why the American leaders and American legislators don't make things obvious to citizens. So this is a problem that we are...
So you study the debates that actually happen in the Congress, and you...
Also, the Puerto Rico case in America, which is a very important case. Puerto Rico is the territory found in America, but it's not related as a state. It's not included as a state. So we, in America, they have a problem at Puerto Rico and about legalizing marijuana or not. All of those are topics, and we are discuss them on the academic sessions.
Yes. So as you go, and take this journey of trying to develop and learn and pass on this learning to other students, what is actually, in your opinion, and the question goes to you both, and let's start first with Ahmed. What is the things that attracted you the most that you want to pass on to the Egyptian system?
Okay, about the Egyptian system, we're trying to take the American profile as a model and trying to make it as like an image for the Egyptian system. Every student at MAC see America as a perfect country with no problems. We're trying to give him an image for America that it has problems, it has something good and something bad, to make this as an image for the Egyptian policy in Egypt.
Also by exposing the Egyptian students, specifically the Egyptian university students, to different political issues, to different political institutions that are completely different from the Egyptian system, thus by raising their awareness and raising their general knowledge. They have a general knowledge that they can take positions in the future in top diplomacy, in advocacy, or non-governmental organization. That's all benefit Egyptian system for sure.
Okay. Now, how do you guys prepare for these sessions?
Okay, our sessions are held every Friday at the Faculty of Economics and Political Science. We have 5 committees at MAC. The first committee, which is called Committee on Finance and the Committee on
Public Relations,
Homeland Security, Committee on Public Relations, all the committees. Every Friday we have a session. The students from different faculties, after they do an interview at the beginning of the year, join MAC. So they come to us every Friday. And also the secretariats of MAC gives them the session about the American policy.
Yeah, involving them in discussions, debates, and so on. So
it's just like a stimulation for the House of Senate at America, but here in Egypt.
Okay.
Also, after our sessions, about 9 sessions among all the year, we have a conference for 5 days, as you mentioned at the beginning. The conference is just like a stimulation, full stimulation to the House of Senate here at Egypt. Every student takes the image of a senator in America and act like him.
They act like real legislators. They enact laws, they reject laws, they can accept laws, whatever they want.
Interesting. So among the debates is definitely the presidential elections for the United States.
We follow it.
How did you tackle and how did you perceive the news about the newly elected president?
In my opinion, I think we have to respect the people's choice. America chooses Donald Trump to be the president. So as an Egyptians or in the world, we have to respect their opinion. They choose to be different, different policies, so we have to accept their opinion.
Also, I see that the elections was very democratic, was very organized, the voting system was very fair, and the American citizens respect this.
Most of the people in the world watching the debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, which is great.
Yes, okay. Now, I believe part of your activities is to also follow up the sessions of the Egyptian Parliament, because you would make some sort of comparison between the American Congress and the Egyptian Parliament, how laws are legislated, the discussions and the debates. So do you do that? Do you follow the sessions of the Egyptian Parliament?
We don't get involved in the Egyptian policy too much. All of the students are focusing on the American profile. But most of the delegates, when they saw the American profile and saw the House of Senate, they think about Egypt. What about the parliament in Egypt? What should we do in the Parliament of Egypt? That's the main vision of MAC. That's the best vision of MAC. Trying to make the full character of a student to make him think different about his country.
In politics, for sure, the comparison is a must. To improve something, we should compare it with another to know whether it's good or not.
Yes. So what is the way forward for you in the future? Maybe beyond this, experience. What are you thinking? What are you planning or dreaming?
For sure, I'm planning for being a diplomat, or I don't know. I'm not exaggerating really, but I want to be a diplomat. It's my dream. Yes. I don't know I will achieve it or not.
Dream it and live it.
I mean,
about MAC, we hope to reach 2025 at Azbet Khairallah and make all the students at Azbet Khairallah well educated and could be the leaders for tomorrow.
Yes.
It's the main vision of MAC.
Also, we want to overcome illiteracy. We want to educate adult residents as well.
Also, we are working on a Syrian refugees project for the Syrian students here in Egypt because they have many problems, all of them related to the war in Syria. So we're trying to decrease the gap between the Syrian curriculums and the Egyptian curriculums here in Egypt.
Yes, right. I'd like to thank you very much. It has been a pleasure.
Best of luck, you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now we'll take a look at the upcoming report about the activities of the Arab Music Festival that was recently held here in the Cairo Opera House. We'll take a look at the report, then we'll be right back to wrap up this edition of Nile Cruise.